Hi, this is Todd Olthoff from toddolthoff.com coming back at you with another screencast. And this week we're going to start to take a look at a few things you can do to replace some of the components of macOS Server. For those of you who haven't seen my previous screencast, I detailed the news from Apple that they're going to be deprecating a number of services that are in macOS Server. And so as a part of an effort to start to look for things that could be replacements, I thought I'd start a series where when I come across something that might work, I'll do a screencast on it so that we can kind of put a compilation together of different things that you might be able to use to replace some of the services that you might have relied on. Now, one of the problems that has been present in High Sierra Server anyway is the WebDAV server. Again, the WebDAV service got turned off in the GUI of the macOS server so that it's not there just to set up. And so in the back end, there is a WebDAV server. For some, you were having success with it. Others weren't having success with it. And so even with some changes to files and command line stuff and all of that, the WebDAV part was not working. So what I did is I found an application that's a simple application that you can run on your server. You can run it on any Mac actually, and that's this WebDAV Nav Server. There's a mouthful for you. But anyways, it's a free application, which is really great because it's something you can download and try out and see if it works for you. And it's a very simple application that gives you just really some nice features. So I thought I would detail it here. So here we are over in the Mac App Store. And so this is the application, WebDAV Nav Server. Again, as you can see, it's free over here, and it's just a very simple menu bar application. So let me go ahead and open it, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if I just click on Open here, and I'm just going to put this down. Now you'll notice nothing happens because it is a menu bar item. So if I come all the way up here to the top, you can see there's the WebDAV icon up here. If I just click on this, you notice I've got settings and quit. So very simple there. So we're just going to click on settings. And so we get this nice simple settings window right here. Now you'll notice that right now the sharing is off, so the protocol is not working, but there's a number of things that I can do with it. So let's just walk through the different features and then we'll try it out. So the first thing is I can choose to start the server on launch. And so if you are going to run this as the brains, let's say, of your WebDAV server, you're going to want to check this box so that it does start anytime your Mac reboots. You can also have it restart on a network change. And so that's, again, if for some reason you've changed, let's say, the port that you want it to operate on or anything like that, you can do a restart. So I'm going to go ahead and just put both of those. Now, right away, you select the folder that you want to share right here. And so if I just click on this, I get a Finder window that comes up, and I can just select a particular folder that I want to share. So let's just say, in our case, I want to share, let's go ahead and just share let's share the movies folder right here. So I'm just going to say open. And so now what it's done is it's going to share this movies folder for me right here. And so that's my main share. Okay, now if I wanted to add other shares, you say, well, what if I wanted to add more? If we just come all the way over here to extra shares, in here I can add extra shares. If I just hit the plus here, I can create a share. And so additional folders will be added here. So I can create whatever the name is. And again, it shows you how to get access to it. You just create a share name. And I might say, let's just say something like, documents. You could make it say whatever you want in terms of what it is. And then you're going to select the particular folder. And so if I go through to, let's say, documents right here, let's say I just want to share all of this. I say open, and so that would share my documents folder, and I say add, and you can see now that I've got my documents folder there. What's really nice is you can create what the share name is, so you can make it as short as you want it to, so it's simple to access the share. It's really up to you, but you can set it up this way, and then just keep adding any shares that you want to add. Again, it's important to understand that that's what you're going to be mounting. Let's say when you mount the share, you need to make sure it has the documents in the name. Okay, so let's go back to general. So we've got all this set and ready to go. Now the other thing I can do is choose the port that I want to use. So right now it defaults to 8080, but if someone else was using that, I could put whatever port I want. So let's say I put, 8282. Why don't I just make up a number in there? Now I need to make sure I open that port on my router as well so that I've got that remote access. Now, I can come in here and do authentication. So if I want to have a username and password, I could set that up in here. Again, if you're using something like Server and all of that, you have to just remember that you can't use Open Directory. It doesn't connect to Open Directory, so this is a totally separate service that you can use for yourself. But if you wanted to use that, you can go ahead and put in a username and password. And if you're using it for multiple users, and so you don't need user authentication, then just put in a username and password that other people will get. So I'm going to go ahead and make one up. And so there we go. So I've got that made up, and I'm going to use digest authentication there. And so if I come back, you can see it's right there. If I come into secure, you can see here that I can use HTTPS, which I would recommend for security, and I can create a self-signed certificate, which the program will create itself, or I can select a file to import. And if I select the file to import, it's going to take me into the Finder to find it. But I'm going to go ahead and just create a self-signed certificate, and it's going to import it into my keychain. And I'm going to say OK, and you can see the current certificate is one that is created by the service itself. So now I've got all of that set and ready to go, and so all I need to do now is open the ports and hit start. Okay, so I've opened the ports on my router, so now all I got to do is click on start, and you can see that it's all set and ready to go. The service is on. Okay, now to access your shares, you can do that in a browser if you want to do it. And you can see down here we've got the addresses. You put in your local IP with a colon and then the port that you put in, or you use your local address with the port that you put in. I've already done that, so let me just show you what that looks like when we launch it. So when I launch into it, you can see I've got exactly right there what it said to put in. I get my root folder here, and this is the one that I set up on the main page. It'll ask you to log in with authentication. I had already logged in, so it remembered it for me. But if I just pop this down, it's going to take me to this folder right here. Now, let's just say, though, I want to get to this extra share that's right over here. So how do I get to that? Well, if you remember, it told you that you had to put in documents in here, okay? And so you have to use the word documents after the setup. If you remember real quick, if I come in here and hit the plus, it's going to have you put in the local IP with the port number and then whatever the share name is, right? Just like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this back up, and we're just going to modify this just like this. I'm going to put the slash there. We're going to put documents because that's the word we used, and we're going to hit return, and there's my documents folder with all my information in it. And so all I did was just modify that one section to take me to that secondary folder there. And so you can do that for any of your different shares and have it come up that way for you. Now, the beauty of this is that you can do this remotely as well. So let me just go ahead and put this down, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here I am over on my iPhone. Now, I'm not able to show remote access, mainly just because my screen share software won't work to show my phone. But I have tested it, and it does work fine. You can either do it using the local IP address and use VPN to get access to it, or if you didn't want to use VPN, you could register a domain name and then just put in the HTTPS with the colon and the 2 slashes, and then put in your server's name with the colon and then the port, whatever the port was, like in our case 8282, and you'll be taken to this website. So right here I'm in Safari, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to show details. Again, because it's not a page that has a registered certificate, so it's warning me. I'm just going to tap visit this website down below, and it says, are you sure? I'll say yes. And so now I put in the login information that I had put in before. So let me go ahead and put that in right now. Okay, and once all that information's in there, I can either hit go or tap login. And so there we go. It's logged me into the site again, and there is my information. There's the movies folder with all that information in it, and I can access the files right within a Safari page. Now, another thing I can do if I wanted to, use another application is I could use another application called Documents. So let me show you what that looks like. So we'll go right into Documents here. And so here's the application. If we just come down to the services area right here, and what we're going to do is add an account, and we're going to set up a WebDAV server, and we'll call this, let's just call it test for our purposes here. I put in the URL here just like I had before, so we're going to put in the same information here just like we've used it before. Okay, so I've got all of that in there, and then I put in the login information, and once I have all that information in there, I just hit done. And again, it says it can't verify the server identity. We're going to continue anyway because that's just the certificate warning. And there we go. I'm right into that same folder with the different documents there. So again, the same thing will work in the Documents application in terms of remote connection as well. So that gives you an idea of how the service works. Again, it's just a great little application. Again, it simplifies the process of using WebDAV, and with a nice little interface there, and it runs in the toolbar. And the nice thing is you can use this on any Mac that you want. You don't have to just use it on the Mac you have the server on. You can use it on any Mac to get access to your files remotely using a WebDAV server. So that's all I have for this week. I'll be back at you next week with another screencast to help you learn how to do more things with your Mac. If you're interested in help in setting up your own server, feel free to contact me at todd@toddolthoff.com.